my dear friends. I apologize for not responding to comments on my previous video, but I was tired, really tired after not sleeping much the previous night, answering calls, DMs, and WhatsApps, and making 2 videos in one day. And, phew, in between, I had to teach 3 lessons in the morning, feed the animals, and so on and so on. Yesterday was just hectic, so I went to bed early. Anyway, I received some very interesting email tidbits from a handful of subscribers, and this morning, one particular email sent me in a different and very interesting direction, one which I think you may find interesting as well. The link in the email sent me to a very interesting article about Archbishop Welby. The Archbishop was born Justin Welby on the 6th of January 1956 in America. He was born almost 9 months to the day of his parents, Jane Williams and Gavin Welby's marriage, and as a result, there was never any doubt about his paternity, at least not until 2016, when research, no one says what kind of research, showed that Gavin Welby may not be his biological father, but that there was a possibility that Sir Anthony Montague Brown could be his father. The bishop agreed to a paternity test, and the test proved with a 99.98% probability that Sir Montague Brown was his biological father. Now, Sir Montague Brown was a former secretary to Winston Churchill. Montague Brown became Churchill's secretary in September 1952 and stayed with him as his chief of staff and private secretary for the rest of Churchill's life. When Churchill died in 1965, it was Brown who witnessed his death certificate and liaised between his family and the government regarding Churchill's funeral arrangements. After Churchill's death, he was seconded to the royal household, where he only stayed for a period of 2 years. Montague Brown was married twice and had a daughter from his first marriage. While working for Churchill, he had an affair with Jane Gillian Portal, who went on to marry Gavin Welby and later then married Charles Williams. Montague Brown was knighted in the year 2000 and was the author of the book Long Sunset, Memoirs of Winston Churchill's Last Private Secretary. Montague Brown died in April 2013. The Archbishop's mother, now Jane Williams, expressed her shock at learning that Justin Welby was not Gavin Welby's son. After the news was made public, both Lady Jane and Archbishop Welby admitted that his childhood was not an easy one, as both his mother and Gavin Welby both had an alcohol addiction. But he said that he was cared for deeply by his grandmother and also by his mother once she was in recovery, and that even Gavin Welby cared for him as much as he was able. Gavin Welby died in 1977 due to illnesses related to alcohol abuse and smoking. Archbishop Welby then also spoke about his respect and gratitude towards his mother, who had maintained her sobriety since 1968. In 2019, Justin Welby, however, admitted that he was taking medication for depression. He admitted that he never sought help for the black dog of depression until his daughter started to speak openly about her battle with depression. But, my dear friends, that is not where the oddities, sorry, I could not think of a better word, ends where Justin Welby as Archbishop of the Church of England is concerned. Justin Welby, on his maternal side, comes from a long line of distinguished people in British society. And I'm not even going to go into it as it is long and complicated. Justin Welby was educated at St. Peter's School, Eton College, and Trinity College. He graduated in 1978 with a BA degree in history and law, and then he went on to work for 11 years in the oil industry, first for a French oil company based in Paris, and in 1984 he became treasurer of the oil exploration group Enterprise Oil in London. He resigned from his executive position in 1989. From 1989 to 1992, he studied theology and trained for the priesthood at Cranmer Hall and St. John's College in Durham. He was awarded a BA degree and diploma in ministry in 1992. Now, this is what we have about Justin Welby in a nutshell. And there is still a lot to be said about Archbishop Welby, particularly when it comes to his numerous opinions and things he said and spoke about. But as I prefer to steer clear of politics and more controversial subjects, and my opinion on such matters on this platform, it is best that I leave it up to you to look into that for yourselves and form your own opinion. Welby is married to Caroline, and they had 6 children, one of whom died in a car accident in France. Learning more about Justin Welby, I feel, gives me better insight into why he may be so protective of Harry and Meghan, and why he is more prone to forgiving them or overlooking their trespasses than the average Joe Soap or other clergy would be. I do, however, find it strange that, in light of his own discovery with regards to his biological father, that he would not advise Harry and Meghan to clear up the doubts with regards to Archie's parentage and birth as soon as possible. I do also understand that the Archbishop understands a privileged background, as he did have one, even though, like Harry, he experienced some trauma in his childhood. He also understands the lure of big business and money, a world he decided to leave for a life of service in the church. Wouldn't he thus be the right person to talk some sense into Harry on behalf of the Queen, the people, and the church? Just a thought and just a question. Anyway, I do hope that you found this interesting. I certainly did. Okay, guys and girls, that's all from me for today. I hope to see you soon on the next video. Until then, take good care of yourselves and bye.